In the last Symposia,
our topic of discussion was the Vedas, the primary scriptures of the Sanatana Dharma or the Hinduism. This week, we shall look into those auxiliary texts that support the Vedas. There are 6 auxiliary disciplines related to the Vedas known as the Vedangas. Vedangas means the angas or organs or limbs of the Vedas. The Vedangas are the last treatises of the Vedic literature. They were developed purely with the purpose of establishing the Vedic studies and the Vedic culture. The oldest reference of these treatises can be found in the famous Mundaka Upanishad, Mundaka 115, where they are named as Shiksha or phonetics or pronunciation, Kalpa or ritual, Vyakarana or grammar, Nirukta or etymology, Chandas or meter, and Jyotisha or astronomy. The great Panini, in his book Paniniya Siksha, narrates 2 verses, 41 and 42nd verses, describing the importance of the Vedangas. Panini, symbolizing the Vedic scripture with the Vedic Purusha, says that the Vedangas are his limbs. Shiksha is his nose, Kalpa is his arms, Vyakarana is his mouth, Nirukta is his ears, Chandas are his 2 feet, and Jyotisha are his eyes. And the first Vedanga mentioned as auxiliary to Veda is the Shiksha, referred to as the nose of the Vedic Purusha. Shiksha initially meant instructions, but in course of time, Shiksha became the name of works dealing with Vedic phonetics. Later, the Shiksha text became popular in dealing with the proper pronunciation of the Vedic texts. Shiksha is very important, especially in the context of the Samhita texts of the Vedas. The second in the Vedanga order is the Kalpa. Regarded as the arms of the Veda Purusha, the Kalpa Vedanga, or better known as the Kalpa Sutras, are directly connected with the ceremonials of Brahmana and Aranyaka portions of the Vedas. Kalpa Sutras as such are significant in the studies of the Vedic society and their pristine culture. There are 4 varieties of Kalpa Sutras, each dealing with the ceremonials connected with different situations. They are large materials requiring a separate and special study. The third Vedanga is the Vyakarana or the grammar, referred to as the mouth of the Veda Purusha. Vyakarana has been an important aspect of Vedic literature, but most of those ancient works on grammar have vanished over the years and no one knows how. The present available Sanskrit book of Panini, known as the Ashtadhyayi, belonged to a much later period, but it is something that we can be proud of for its beauty and precision and helping the Vedic text through its new Sanskrit classical format. The next Vedanga in the list is known as the Nirukta or the etymology, regarded as the ears of the Veda Purusha. Today, the only available text in this group is that of the Yashka. A few chapters of this work is very important, serving as introduction to the Vedic studies. Nirukta explains how the words of Vedic literature are formed from their roots. It practically explains almost every root of the Sanskrit literature. The fifth Vedanga is known as the Chandas, referred to as the feet of the Vedic Purusha. The Chandas literature follows the prosody methods of Acharya Pingala. Chandas are explanation of various meters in which all Vedic compositions have taken place. Some of the chandas are used to cover or hide the purportedly designed sense of a Vedic mantra. The sixth in the list of Vedanga is the Jyotisha or astronomy. Regarded as the eyes of the Veda Purusha, this Vedanga is based on pure mathematics. But the purpose of the study of the Vedic Jyotisha is not to teach astronomy. It was meant purely to fix the auspicious times of various Vedic rituals and sacrifices. Most of the ancient texts of Jyotisha, like any other branches of studies, are extinct today, except a small text in the Sutra style. But the works of later Acharyas like Varaha Mihra, Aryabhatta, etc. are good enough to serve the purpose of this Vedanga. It is amazing how the Vedanga literature helped the Vedic tradition in maintaining the purity and integrity of our Vedic tradition. They helped the innumerable Vedic students from time immemorial, and they still help even the present-day academicians to learn, to understand, and to perform the Vedic rites in their perfect age-old format. Such an inspiring and scientific literature like that of the Vedanga, purely for the purpose of preserving and upholding a spiritual tradition, cannot be traced anywhere else in the world. This should make all of us endeavor to be rooted in the venture of learning more about the Vedas as also its auxiliary scriptures. Thank you.